Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting started here. We'll talk about what we got going on today. Right now, I'm just in the middle of a little base rating. So we're jumping on a second or two, a few minutes earlier than usual because, well, it's a base raid, and how often do we really ever get to stream those? You take it when you can get them. And right now, we are taking it while we can get it. So we're doing a little scouring the Galaxy this morning and happened to come across this level 49 player who was unshielded. And my good buddy here, Alliance mate, level 55, Mr. Baller, decided to give that base a little knock, knock, knock. And off we go. Take a look at the contents here in just a second. I don't want to screw up the rotation too much. Definitely the trick to successful base rating as a group. Usually you kind of go in an order, whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Um, you get everything timed right, so as soon as one guy finishes, the next guy's already hitting. And remember, it takes 5 seconds for your battle to actually go through. So you time that right. I must be lagging a little, maybe because I'm streaming. So usually when the one guy in front of you starts hitting, you kind of count to yourself, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whatever you need. Then click the button to send your ship out of your base. So you're not exposed, and everybody else just keeps right on going. So it's a 4 second for me. So usually I just count about a good one count and then send my ship. And as soon as he finishes up, I'm right there hitting, just like clockwork. Now here comes the next guy in our group, and as soon as I finish up, he's already hitting. I'm on my way back. Next guy's going. Very little overlap. Very little wasted time. Every second counts in a base raid, so take what you can when you can. And right now, what we were looking at here, this guy has 10 billion tritanium left and about 600 million dilithium. He had about 14 billion tritanium when we started this, so I'm going to guess it's all been going right here because I think I've only gotten I'm getting about 7 million a pull. Now, just under 7 million now as his base is shrinking. So I'm getting just under 7 million, about half of it coming from the amalgam's ability, the other half just being the natural cargo capacity of this particular ship. Dang it. But I'm assuming that Baller's amalgam is like a tier 9. My amalgam's a tier 3. I'm assuming his is like tier 9, and he's getting much larger. We'll see if we can catch the timing right, and I can scan it real quick after. He's getting 20 million a pull right now off of his tier 9 amalgam. So that's a pretty good haul. But I will take every ounce of tritanium I can get because, well, ship components are expensive to upgrade. I'd really love, I'd really love the dilithium more because research is incredibly expensive. But, I'll take some tritanium for now, and if we happen to have the opportunity to continue doing this long enough, we'll take the dilithium too. But uh, it takes a long time to raid somebody with that amount of resources. So, I mean, we're getting 100,000 dilithium per pull, which isn't bad. Every 8 pulls is about 1 million, so I've already picked up a couple of million so far. I've been at this for a little while now. But happy Sunday to everybody. Hope you've been enjoying your Ferengi April Fool's joke that was kind of hard to tell that it was a joke, to be honest. That's the downside to, doing goofy, silly things and playing around with scoring mechanics and, reward redemptions. When you don't do that consistently well, people don't know if you're joking or if it's just another screw up. And I don't know that Scopely has that self awareness to know that that's how their little April Fool's joke was going to be received. Hopefully, they read the Discord and realized, people weren't laughing and people were kind of just genuinely concerned. Again, for the first 30 or 40 minutes of the event, it wasn't scoring right. People were taking their miners off various nodes, G4, concentrated latinum, and whatnot, and were getting 0 points. And, well, that's not funny. I waited a half hour before I even tried, and I got 0 points for my concentrated latinum. I had like 50 or 60,000 accumulated by then. Um, it was probably closer to an hour when it started scoring right, and I was looking through all the discords, and everybody was complaining about the same things, and it was like, all right, let's just park my miners and just keep them on there as long as I can, and you know, let them. Yeah, I went OPC a little bit too, just to make sure I tried to give it enough time possible, so that way when it did finally have to pull them off, I was hoping that they would have resolved the issue and it would have scored better, and by then it did. So the first one or two cargo loads were basically wasted. But then again, I wasn't really going for the long-term leaderboards anyway, because well, some of those numbers were pretty ridiculous, and the people in my bracket were. I'm only a 43, and I was looking at some people in my bracket that were high 40s, 49s and 50s, and well, they were 49s. One of them went to 50 during the actual event, and those guys can clearly get G5 resources, which score insanely higher, and they were putting up some pretty ridiculous numbers in that. So, was not worth it to head on over there and try to really compete with that. It was just do the solo milestone, call it a day. So, we're going to keep doing this for a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about what else we got going on. We got Swarm Sunday starting here in a little bit. We got our Discovery event starting in a few minutes as well. We got about 10 minutes. Probably want to get but again, it's always hard when you're raiding because you don't want to mess up the rotation and screw things up for everybody else. But we do want to get our Franklin moving because that's going to take a while. Quick like bunnies. Go. And we're going to have a Discovery event here in a second as well. That's fine. Oops, we messed that up. Now, the Discovery event, you always have to wait just a minute just to figure out what systems it's going to be this week. They do always sort of switch those up a little bit. But it's a quick event to do, so I like to get it done as quickly as possible so that way I can do the refinery right away. So that way it puts the refinery closer to being by it's by 12:30 today, and then by 10:30 tomorrow, and then Monday and Tuesday it's kind of right in that 8:30 wheelhouse with my other daily refineries resetting as well, so that way I can just knock them all off at the same time. Plus, I like having the speed ups. So right now the amalgam is still performing well. We're still getting 6.7, but as that total continues to diminish within his base, the bonus resources from the shipability of the amalgam will continue to deteriorate. And when it gets down to about just under 6 million, then it's going to be in the same range as my faction miner. So then I can just swap ships and do that instead. We may also get another Ferengi event today. That seems fairly likely. Since it does seem like it's a 2 or 3 day leaderboard, doesn't look like we're getting an Apex arc. They're just going to do a 4 day Ferengi event to sort of hold us over. You'll get some extra coins out of it that you can use in the event store, which we'll look at. Not really a whole lot going on in there. It's Devore blueprints and Quark or ROM shards. Treasury diodes is probably the most useful thing in there, to be honest. Unless you're in a weird position where if you don't have a Fisha yet and maybe your Devore is only like tier 7 or tier 8, you could scrap it early and then maybe pick up the rest of the parts. Or if you have a second one and you're trying to get a second Fisha, and you're like, well, if I pick up, a handful of blueprints, 20 or 30 blueprints, then maybe I can scrap some lower level Devores. I won't have to push one all the way to tier 9. I can scrap, an 8 and a 6 or something, and have enough to finish it off. But we will take a look. Oh, looks like Baller went AFK, so it's just the two of us for a little bit here. So we'll just keep on looting and hope he doesn't log in, and hope he just fell asleep. Oh, 1 second too early. I haven't been able to pick up any additional hints this week. Did not. I caught a couple people's streams, but not when they were really giving out much information. Um, but it definitely really seems like it's trending toward a newer uh, Star Trek property and not a classic series like Deep Space Nine. So I think most people seem to be in the lower decks bandwagon, but it's always a possibility that they do something else. Maybe they tie it into Picard launch with the Borg. Maybe they tie it into something to do with the new, what's it, Strange New Worlds show. I don't even know if that's even out yet. Doesn't seem likely. Lower Decks seems to be the most likely, in my opinion. Would also be nice then. That'll also, when they do add that mechanic into the game, that'll be good. That'll be very exciting. It's first off, you're getting some new officers, which is always fun. Uh, but specifically officers to put in lower deck slots. because right now a lot of people use a lot of their stronger officers. You're trying to boost those defense stats or those health stats to try and then trigger some of your officer abilities on the bridge, and you have to tie up some really strong officers that way, and that can drastically reduce your ability to do certain away teams or the effectiveness of your away team missions. So if we can get some new fresh blood to put in those slots, that will give good ship bonuses as well. And then free up some epic officers and some rare officers that you can do some away team traits on, and then really start getting more than just the base 100%. You can push it to 1.5 or even up to somewhere in the twos and kind of double up on those rewards by using some of your epic officers on your away teams. I think that'll be a nice benefit as well. Always curious to hear what you guys think, so feel free to chime in with your thoughts and opinions about what you think we might be getting in our next arc, which is just under 48 hours exactly, and 55 seconds. We'll be doing a countdown on Tuesday, crossing our fingers for something that's, we'll probably then be retrieving for about 5 minutes, when the arc comes. Although last month, I think they actually launched the arc early. I felt like it started at like 11:30 because they were like, let's just roll it out now and make sure it works. So that way when people log in at noon, it's already up and running. I think we're also going to have. I feel like did something happen with the calendar and everything got shifted a day. Because coming up right in a minute here, we should also have our officer solo leaderboard for officer recruiting, which is usually on Saturdays. So I don't know where along the way something got shifted, but that event usually is on Saturday afternoons, and it looking at the stfc.ovh website, it was showing that event on today's calendar. It's like I don't want to stop rating to check that out right now because he's still got 9 billion tritanium here to get through. I've probably gotten about 450 million or so. I think I had about 1.4 almost when this all started. So we're just going to keep taking it in scoops of 6 million at a time. We'll take a quick peek. Anomalous phenomenon, threat from beyond, destroy the market. What's this? Any armadas. Spend armada directives. Much bigger points for rares and epics. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's great. Make any event a lot easier to do with rares and epics, but as long as you include uncommons, I am 100% okay with that. That is great. Awesome. Rosette. I was hoping Rosette would be on the discovery list here. We can go get that done. Well, we just keep on raiding. Keep on keeping on, if you will. We're still getting over 6 million. Now we're going to have people doing armadas. So I need Khan. I need you. We got to go there. There's too many things going on. I'm clicking all over the place. Apologize if I give you guys a seizure. But this is multitasking at its finest, right? I know. I've got 24 hours to do some of these events, but I like to get her done. There's another 29. Let's go kill him. We're going to hold off on the swarms, I think, until we get the discovery done. I don't know, I can keep clicking back and forth between 3 systems at once. That's a little ambitious. Alright. Do. Go kill that guy. Oh, wait, let's take that one. He was closer. No, I said that one. There we go. Olympus, you dual locked Federation and Romulan at 10 million. Awesome. Congratulations. Lots of missions. Yeah, you get lots of missions. Send you all over the place going back and forth, and now you got to start scraping out all those Klingon missions that you had hopefully saved up some to help dig you out of the hole. That first 2 million that you're in the negative can take a little while to dig out of. For any newer players, or when you do decide to go one particular faction, you got to grind it all the way to 10 million until it locks. Then you can never go below that 10 million. And the don't do like you'll go to other systems and you'll see missions. Pick them up for Klingon or Romulan or whatever faction you're putting in the negative. Don't do them and just sort of archive them. And then once you get yourself locked out at 10 million and you're like, now I need to go back and dig myself out of the hole, because you won't get faction events for them while you're still in the negative. You have to dig yourself all the way out, and then you'll start getting the dailies. If you have a bunch of missions saved up, you can really speed up that process. Awesome. Great job holding off on that. Yeah, it's pretty big. Definitely seems like I'm lagging a little bit. There's a slight little delay. Let me close some other windows. I don't even know how many points I have, but all right, up to 700 points. Okay, so we're almost there. That's not bad. And we're still getting at least 6 million a pull here, 6.4. So we'll keep using our amalgam for now. Go hit that guy. Go hit that guy. Let's join these armadas. What do we got? Those are rares. There's an epic. Would be nice to start an epic today. I'll have to look at what the actual rewards are a little more closely for this event and how achievable it is without doing an epic. I like to try and save those more for the monthly story arcs, because usually they're tied to leaderboard events that give you epic officers. I'll keep an eye on that. I like to try and see if I can save up at least enough to do like one or two rares and one epic. Like to always kind of have those hanging on at the start of every monthly arc, because you never know what it's going to be, and we know that shard sourcing is not the best in this game, whether it's directive sourcing or actually officer shard sourcing can be a bit lacking. Okay, that should do it for the discovery event. Good. Hate it when it doesn't show me the timer. There we go. Now I can sneak in here to buy a refinery. Discovery. Do my 6 chest pull. Get to do that 4 times a week. And this is the big benefit of being Ops 40 and having my discovery maxed out, is every time I do that, I get 24 of those. Amalgams today. No, it's tomorrow. Okay. Still getting 6 million. And we'll start in on our swarms. Let's see what else we got going on. Threat from beyond. That's armadas. Let's look at our daily events. We got to join our Romulan reputation event. Join our Fed rep now, which is now higher because I hit glorified with Federation last night. 440 million. Here's the solo leaderboard. We're paying out only top 5 in this particular bracket, and it's ship shards. It's not the best one once you get past Ops 40 there and get that one, because it's only 5 spots. I always feel like the other ones do a 6 through 10. I don't know why the officer one is only 1 through 5, but if you're looking for consistency in this game, you're just asking yourself to be disappointed then, right? Oh, Baller's back. I'm sure this is rounding up to 2 billion. Oh, no, it is just over 2 billion now. Okay. He's down to 9 billion. So look at that. We're just cutting right into his surplus there. When you've been raiding a guy for an hour and he still has more resources than you, it's a little humbling. Just a little humbling. But I do appreciate you all checking out the stream and watching along this morning. And I hope everything is going well for you today. We're going to kill our swarms. We hit glorified, like I mentioned, just over 440 million. And we are getting so very close, 33 million to go, to locking out Romulan reputation. That is the second lock point, is 1 billion. Once you get to 1 billion reputation, that becomes your new cap. So it's a long grind from 10 million to 1 billion. There are no rest points in between. There's a couple different, obviously it tiers up milestones, and your dailies and stuff change between those 2 points. But in terms of getting a break and being able to not have to worry about losing reputation, it doesn't happen until you get to 1 billion points. And then for those of you high rollers out there, after a billion, there's a third lock at 15 billion. Not exactly in my future. I will not be continuing to grind Romulan rep up to 15 billion. We'll cap out Romulan at 1 billion, then we'll switch gears and I haven't decided if I want to just go kill Romulans to start getting my Klingon rep up, and then sort of, as a result, I'll Klingon rep will go, up at double speed, and Federation, I'll still get Federation points for killing all the Romulan hostiles. And since my Federation is like halfway there, the two of them should theoretically, obviously the dailies will throw it off a little bit, um, but they should be close to finishing up around the same time. Or whether I just want to keep killing Klingons to max out that Federation rep, get Federation off to 1 billion, and then have them both locked. Um, and then I can kill either one for Klingon reputation and work on some ship blueprints and stuff in the process. Haven't quite decided yet. Once I do get my Romulan rep locked out, it'll be incredibly difficult for me to do my dailies anyway, because I know that the kill daily changes to level 50s, which I really can't reach. I'd have to put a speed crew, or a distance crew rather, on my Kelvin, relocate my base, and then sort of recrew the ship so I can actually kill things. And I can't really kill that many 50s, and have to do 25 a day would be pretty expensive, and to have to keep doing that every day, relocating your base back and forth. I also don't know if it changes my mining daily. If I would be to the point where I'd have to start getting 5-star yet at that rep, or if it has to go one tier higher before it switches from 4-star to 5-star mining, because I definitely can't reach any of that either. So I keep meaning to look it up and I keep forgetting, but I'll put that on my to-do list. Oh yeah, we were going to check out this Quark event. Let's see what we got. So we're destroying stuff here. We're getting, yeah, this is not worth it. 7, 14, 2,000 coins. Yeah, we'll start a couple of uncommon armadas. That's worth, everyone you start would be worth 200 points, and every one you defeat would be worth 1,500. So basically win 9 uncommons and you finish. Yeah, we'll just do that. And if I start 1 or 2, it still doesn't change the math. It's still 9 wins. So unless I started all 9 or 8 of them in that case. If I started 8, it would do it. But again, the rewards for the Quark event are not really all that great. I mean, you're looking at the possibilities unless they changed anything. Nope, it's a Quark shard for 1,600 or a ROM shard. I mean, they're okay. Devore blueprints, if you want to build another Devore for 12,000, you can get a whole Devore, which from the events and stuff so far, I wouldn't have enough to do that. I'd only be at 11,000 after this event's over. There's the Alliance leaderboard as well, and I'm sure there'll be an event tomorrow. So it's like by the time the Alliance leaderboard is over in a day, oh, it's just tomorrow. So this one's going to end Monday afternoon. So by the time this one is over and you get these rewards here, you wouldn't have enough time to then use them in the event store to buy the blueprints for Devore, to then do this, to then get the extra coins. So it's just like they really seem to just be forcing you into the store to buy this stuff. It's like, oh, you've already got everything all tiered up, or you just scrapped it, and you can't tier up the new one yet. Well, if you want to compete in this event, the only way you can do it is to buy it. And I think we're all getting tired of that business model. I know I sure as hell am. I've had enough of it. So take your quark shards, stick them up your ass. How about that? Okay, that one's full. It's like I really want the dilithium. I'll take the tritanium. We're down to 8 billion. We're getting there. And I've got about 10 million more dilithium for my troubles. No rewards going. Looks like some people are just testing different types of armadas to see if they score points. Looks like we're testing the Eclipse armadas. Alright, so looks like we got points for doing the Klingon burial ships. Those are the Discovery ones. He got points for starting it because it's just spend directives and complete them, and he got points for blowing it up. Uh, did not get any points for setting an Eclipse Armada, but that's not over yet, so he doesn't know if he's going to get points for destroying it. Let's head over here. So that's good to know. So there are, so far at least, alternative options, I guess, if you, since it is just spend directives, if you wanted to do a Swarm Armada or the Klingon burial ships, which I don't even think count for discovery points, but you could. could set those instead for additional options. We'll find out here in just a minute or two if the Exchange Armada scored points for the kill. Still getting 6 million. So who's figuring out where in the system everybody is? There we go. We're over here. Then we'll take a look and see what else is going on. Like I said, we'll open up some officer recruit packs. Maybe we'll get some lucky officer shards. We'll work on our swarms. And looks like we'll be doing some armadas today as well. The only thing that bothers me with armada events is just how long it takes. At 15 minutes an armada, and you have to do 9 armadas. If you get into all of them, you're still looking at, I mean, obviously they can overlap and people can set multiples with the timers and things like that, but you're still looking at like at least an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, somewhere in that window to finish the event. If you're the one setting them, or if people don't set right on top, that can drag things down a little bit. And I'll take another minute in the middle of my stream here just to give a big thank you to 2 other Twitch streamers, I Am Highlanders and Le Rooster, for both giving me shout outs on their shows this weekend. I appreciate that very much as I'm trying to grow my grow my reach, my followers, and get more people aware of my channel and the kind of streaming that we do over here. So big thank you to both of those fine gentlemen for their assistance. If you're watching this and you're not following them, well, that's something you should consider doing as well. I Am Highlanders is from Scotland. He's on an EU server, plays at EU times, which is good for watching streams like during the day, like while you're at work, and you just kind of have it on in the background, just kind of listening to it. He does have the very authentic Scottish accent that we've all come to know and love from various actors over the years. We missed a spot. Damn it. I did also reach out to Ultimate DJ this week. He was talking on his most recent podcast about how he's going to be having some newer content creators on his on his podcast over the next couple of weeks, and it was like, hey, I'm a new content creator. You want to talk about some Star Trek? Let's go. Um, and they are looking into it and will get back to me. So maybe that'll work out too. And then you guys can hear me talking with the crazy cat man and his cohorts over there at his podcast. We'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, it's really just I love the game and I love talking about the game and where it's. I mean, where it needs to improve and what things can be done to do that. And if the powers that be are paying attention to Rev's streams and uh, DJ's podcasts mostly because they're the official content creators, and any opportunity I can to share my thoughts and opinions with those guys and uh, the attentions of the dev team that may, in some small way, nudge this game into areas that need to be fixed, I will absolutely take that. And I'll have fun talking about just the things that I enjoy about the game and the process too. We'll see. We'll see if anything comes of it. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep doing the things that I can do to keep making, you know, my streams enjoyable for myself and for you guys watching on Twitch or on YouTube. I did download that Stream Raiders game. I finally was like, all right, what are these guys all playing all the time? I am, by definition, a very no frills kind of guy. That's just who I am and who my personality is. So the people who have a lot of stuff going on all over their screen and different links and other games and other little side things like that, um, it's usually not overly appealing to me in that aspect. And it's usually probably been something I've avoided. But I did join in over the weekend on Stream Raiders. I did get that game downloaded and set up, and that's a fun little just diversion because it really doesn't, uh, you know, it's really just sort of something to fill in these small little gaps because it's like every 5 minutes, just click a guy and put him out there, and then after that, it's at the end of 30 minutes, it's all right. Hey, we won a battle, so uh, we'll get that up and going sometime this week. Figuring out everything I need to do to actually like start battles and be a team captain or whatever like that, a battle leader. I think captain is what they call it, but yeah. So we'll get that going. 3 minutes left on this timer. take a little break from raiding just for a minute. Give them the opportunity to get rid of some more of that. Oh, I didn't need that one. Oops. Get rid of some more of that tritanium, because what I really want is that dilithium. We're also going to need to switch ships here. And crew. So we're going full max cargo capacity crew with 2 of 11 as captain with Stan on the side. Stan is his officer ability. 2 of 11, it's his captain's ability that increases cargo size. Then you get the synergy bonus. And then regular Stan over here improves, mine's because he's maxed out, improves by 40%. Whereas if I had another Borg officer here, it would only add 15%. So I'm getting an extra 25% bonus by using a non-Borg and using Stan instead. This is your max cargo crew. These are your 3 officers who add to max cargo capacity of your ship. And then let's get him moving. We need 35s. And that's a 9-minute trip. Okay. Now, normally, when I'm doing this Threat from Beyond, I stop and I leave the last few kills for tomorrow. But because they're doing the officer recruit leaderboard, I will keep going so I get these extra points from these officer shards. That's the other thing I want to do real quick too before I forget. Is my factions with augment. I can open these chests. No con shards. Con's the only one there I don't have maxed out. These guys are all maxed, so we'll just take the transporter patterns, but it is a nice little chunk of points, and I can do my outlaw recruit, which is also, I can do a 4 chest pull here, and nice. 4 of each mud. Okay. This is the mud you really want to get upgraded now for doing base raiding with Rom, because he's the one who adds extra shots, and by leveling him up, you increase this percentage, making him more consistent. I already did my syndicate, so I can't get those free points, but everything else is on the table. Okay, and we did get our armada completed here. Let's see what other ones are in. There are 2 others in this system. Everybody is all piled up at the rare. So we're just going to go down here and take the uncommon. If I had the Kelvin, maybe I would bump 1 or 2 of these people out, but they've been waiting patiently. And I always hate bumping people because then usually I've also been bumped more than a few times from some of these armadas. Oh, now we're getting even more crowded. Oh no, still just 4 guys. Okay. What's he at? He's down to 7 billion. Okay. You know, let's open, while we're taking a short break here from raiding, let's open some officer packs. I tend to save these up for a couple weeks for events like this. So let's see what we can open. We can't do any amalgams. Standard, this is going to be junk, but you do it anyway, and you hope you get a rare officer for some extra shards. Transporter patterns are always great because you get the points for the officer that it would have been. They get converted into transporter patterns, and then when you spend the patterns to get the officer shard with those, you get points there as well. We'll do 1 or 2 of these. Little 10 chest pulls. We got a 5. We got a pike. We got a Mirik and a Yuki. Okay, so we're making progress. Hang on for 1 second. Yeah, no, it's way too loud. There's no volume button on the in-game music, which is really annoying. I keep always wanting to check just to see, oh, someone's attacking me, huh? Really? Oh, looks like somebody finally showed up to play defense. A level 36. Who's just going to attack everybody's bases with Rialtas because, well, he sucks. Alright, so let's just do this. First things first, let's swap this ship to something that's a little better for base defense. Yeah, we'll use a Centurion. And we'll do that. Now, if he's going to do that, though, that's going to interfere with certain people's abilities. To raid him because of the distance. Ooh. I don't know what these other guys think they're going to do, but they're going to try to just mess with us. It's not going to work out for them too well when you've got 80, 70 million. What's Baller at? 67 million for his north cut. You can pretty much cut through any of these ships like butter for these other guys, but they'll just be annoying and they'll try and pick off our miners. He's probably going to be the only one that can raid. They're going to try and tie him up. So we're going to have a little fun. Give me Marcus. Give me Worf. And since I don't know what I'll be fighting against, if I were just fighting against enterprises and stuff, I would use Krell. But since I don't, we'll use Giorgio just for a little burning action. Baller's got the good position. He's right next to him, so he should be able to just pop in and out and hopefully do it without being attacked. So he'll continue to be able to keep looting this base. I'm not in a good position. It's a 4-second flight time for me each way. So these guys would be able to intercept me and pick off my miners before they got back to my base, even if I was using a speed crew, as we see right here. He doesn't have a speed crew on, but if he did, I think he'd still get caught. So Baller's going to be the only one who's going to be able to keep hitting these guys. Which is fine. He can keep looting away if he wants. On the plus side, we already took off like 7 billion tritanium from this guy, so it's still a pretty good day. He did use a relocation token, yes, to put up a token defense. I like that. That's good. Let's see what else we got going on. We're still waiting on this particular armada. Got about a minute to go on that one. Really doesn't seem to be much that I can do here. Unless I want to try and bait these guys out. Oh, too slow. Oh, too slow. Too crowded. I just hit somebody else's base by mistake. Whoops. Sorry, dude. I'm going to guess this is a player who quit, though, right? Yeah, he's got nothing left, so I'm guessing he's just a guy who quit. Oopsie. Oh, I'm going to guess these are all garbage ships, right? Rialta, Rialta. Yeah, let's go have a little fun with that. Let's go have a little bit of fun with that. Yeah, we got most of them down. Whew. Let's go here. Now it's just getting a little messy here, and obviously the system's glowing, which is going to let other people know that something's going on. But since they've already called in their alliance and their partner alliance, we've got both RAID and TSRF, which is the second RAID alliance. Basically, it's sort of their overflow, which is then partnered and merged with several other alliances, so they keep changing the acronym. At one point, there were 3 different raids. They've consolidated into 2 because of players leaving the game and whatnot. Oh, I like fighting enterprises, though. I like fighting enterprises. That I would want Krell as captain for, but I'll probably still be fine. Yeah, let's go kill this guy. Just because we can. Now we're definitely starting to lag a little bit. The system's getting a little overcrowded, and somebody else just warped in. Here comes this guy, Scotty. So now we're getting a little crowded here. I don't think we're going to get to the point where we're going to be able to scare these guys off. They're just going to keep trying to stall us and slow us down until they can reach out to this guy and get him online to get his shields up. But in the meantime, Baller can keep raiding them. You want to keep sending your Enterprise, I will keep blowing it up. I'm fine with that. Is the system full? Just wondering where that other guy's coming from. If he's warping in from an adjacent system, he must be. go ahead and repair this. Oh. Yeah, they'll keep trying to use the smaller ships to hit the amalgam. He's got more than one amalgam, though, so. Figured you'd dump some latinum for this recruit. Solo leaderboard finally got shards to max out Chen. Huge game changer. Max Chen. Absolutely huge. So he went with this particular crew this time around and dead. Hundo used his auger. I don't know what this crew is. Saru as captain to lower their critical hit chance. So you get hit with a crit once, and then you basically don't get hit with a crit again, and then you lower their damage. She does burning, and then he improves mitigation. This is just going to devolve into a big PvP bloodbath. That's all this is going to turn into now. One big PvP bloodbath. But that's cool. PvP is fun too. Yep. Now Bioglu is here. So more people relocating to help protect this guy's base. Good on them for being a good alliance and for doing that to help their alliance mate out. To stop him from being completely emptied. That's the way it's supposed to work. Oh, we're definitely lagging now. We're going to switch to some cheaper ships just in case people get ideas about any type of crazy crewing. Yeah. I mean, obviously these guys are clearly outgunned here, but again, they have good base position and they can just keep using annoying little ships to tie things up. Well, maybe we can. And there's really no point picking off some of these little Rialtas and stuff because, you know, they're instant respawns. Okay. So I know we're only an hour into this particular leaderboard. What's the point totals look like? 78,000 for first, and nobody else has really tried too much yet. Okay. So let's see what other recruits we can do here. should have some discovery. I can do one discovery pull. All right, let's do that. 3 shards away from tearing up Burnham is nice. And we'll do one of these. Give me a 5-star pull. Give me a lucky. Give me a lucky. Give me a lucky. Full pull. No full pull. Bah. Decent patterns. Pretty. I got the Burnhams I needed, though. I was going to say, pretty, you know, diverse pull amount here. Oh, I can tear Tasha up as well. If only she were worth tearing up. Because she is not that good. This will be all transporter patterns, but it's just free points. I could do a bunch of these recruits as well, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I want to just sort of hang back and hold off another couple hours and just sort of see what the leaderboard goes up to, because usually you need like 175 to 200,000 points to do it, and I don't know that I can get there with what I have without getting a lucky pull. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Okay. So if we do that and we swap her with Krell, now that's the Enterprise killer crew. So we'll kill some of these guys. But yeah, this isn't even a big PvP battle. This is 5 or 10 ships just sort of going at it with each other. And the game is already lagging. I'm just trying to attack this little Rialto that's right next to my base. There was a 5-second delay before it actually attacked. And this is about as basic as you can get. 5 or 10 players just fighting over one particular little area. And you want to try and do these territory captures with hundreds of ships instead? Not going to work. Drastically needs improvement. Is that how we want to pencil it in? We'll let everybody else know. If only STFC could support Eve level battles. Yeah, I didn't play Eve or see Rev when he was playing it to know anything really about that game, but yeah, I mean, obviously it has to come down to your server. You have servers, you have them separated for these types of things. Um, you really should be able to do a better job of using these servers to do the things you need them to do. You want hundreds of people to be playing the game at the same time. You want these people doing these territory captures and these other cross-server events that you've got coming down your pipeline. But if you can't get 10 people doing an event at the same time without your game lagging out, then kind of what's the point, right? What's the point? So there's my frustration level with the game. That's all. And it's a valid point. A lot of people make it. Who's hitting me now? Oh, he's getting me with the interceptor. Okay. Yeah, this is just all kinds of tiny, tiny little events, little battles going on here. Oh, now I'm getting the alerts on my phone that my station has been that my ship has been attacked. It's like, yeah, thanks. I know. I just saw it happen 3 minutes ago. Do do do. Big time PvP battles like this do, of course, require a large amount of speed ups, which is why it's a good thing to sort of triple lock your factions at 10 million. Once you get all three of them locked out, just spend a couple weeks just doing all three uh, of the faction dailies and stocking up on those 30-minute speed ups. Because if you get into situations like this, you're going to use hundreds of them or even thousands of them in hour-long territory fights sometimes. Oh, who's attacking my base? Good luck. You're just trying to be annoying now. But it's okay, kids, because this is on their roadmap of things to fix. So, server stability is very important to them. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line. All right, we did another one. Well, he's not going to make it back to base without getting blown up. So, and everybody else also seems to be fairly dead. But I guess we'll just go over here and die doing this armada. Now it looks like they've developed a new strategy, which is since we can't beat them, we'll just send our tiny little ships from the other alliances and just keep attacking his base over and over again so that way our alliance can't. If this guy's one job, he's got one job. All it is to just spam the base over and over and over again. So that way nobody else can attack it. We've got Pilums. We've got Enterprises. That's an interesting firing graphic that Stagic has on his Pilum there. I'm not 100% sure which new torpedoes those are. Those are probably the ones that improve protected cargo or whatever. But yep. If you're wondering, that's a Corvus. That is a Corvus. It is one of the level 53 uncommon ships, much like the Northcut. 30 million hull health. Every time the Corvus it is hit, it increases armor piercing, shield piercing, and accuracy by 55%. So every time you hit it, its next shot is going to continually be more and more uh, decreasing your mitigation. So you're going to mitigate less and less damage until you get all the way down to that. I think it's something like 17% cap. Oh, he bubbled. So whether he actually bubbled or if this is the 2-hour bubble, I don't know. Let's go back and try and find out. Well, we've been doing this for an hour and 25 minutes. I've been streaming. It's a lot of hits on his base. All right, so the first time I hit him was an hour and 45 minutes ago. Took me a couple minutes to get there, plus the 10-minute crack. So yeah, that's probably his 2-hour bubble. So he is not online. So we will just have to wait 10 minutes and see if this drops again, and then go from there. In the meantime, I guess I can kill some swarms, because there's really no point in killing these little Rialtas and things. There's just no point in doing that. For those of you just joining the channel, looks like we have a couple new viewers who just hopped in. Welcome to the show. Feel free to say hi in chat. We're going to work on some swarms for a few minutes here now. We've been doing some PvP all morning. We found a lovely, nice, juicy 14 billion tritanium base to loot. We got about 7 billion of it down over the last 2 hours. But now his alliance mates have caught on to us and have shown up and relocated their bases to defend. So now we've got a little bit of a slosh here with them using their garbage little ships to basically just keep trying to tie up our bases and things, or hit our miners or slow them down, and then using their bigger ships when they can. But some of our guys are certainly much bigger than their guys. So there's really not much that they can do from a protection standpoint. All they can really do is they can't stop us from hitting his base. They can stop us from getting anything from it by destroying our miners afterwards, so that we'd only get protected cargo. They can also, just keep tying up our bases with these annoying little Rialtas and Findras and things to make it difficult for us to launch our ships. Oops, sorry, dude. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't see him there. Amazing how much you can raid in 2 hours. Yeah, it is. With a high level amalgam, like I said, the guy had 14 billion tritanium and then like 600 million dilithium. He had no par steel left. So we're looking at 14 and a half, 15 billion in total resources. That's just a crappy ship. It's not even worth me worrying about. Not worried at all about that. Didn't even do any damage, didn't even kill my Rialta, because of course he's just spamming me with annoying ships. Yeah, Baller with his tier 9 amalgam was getting about 21 million a scoop with his amalgam. So significantly large numbers that you can pull. Obviously, the more resources somebody has, the faster you can pull it with the bigger scoops from the amalgam now. That is a big upgrade. Certainly good to see that they did create a path for players to get the amalgam now on that free-to-play path. It does take like 4 months to do it, but come July, there'll be a lot more amalgams out there. How are we doing on these Armada events? Well, this one we're definitely going to die during, and we're not even going to kill it unless somebody else shows up to help. But yeah, that's what we're at today with Quark is destroy armadas. It's 9 uncommon armada wins that I would need to get the points to finish. Could also just do 2 epics and an uncommon, because that's so much easier to do. We'll work on our threat from beyond. We finished our discovery event already. We're just going to kind of hang out here, and we're going to wait and see what this leaderboard goes up to. Because like I said, usually it's like 175 to 200,000 points in my bracket for the first 2 or 3 spots. Those are the ones that pay out Latinum and decent chunks of ship parts, as well as a little titanium and ship XP. 5th place is like, thanks for playing. Rewards are not that great. So it's basically a top 3 or nothing kind of bracket. If you win it, you get 10,000 Latinum and a bigger chunk of ship parts and 80 million titanium. It's not that great. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I knew I was forgetting something. There was a reason I held off doing this morning. Where's my Alliance tab? No. Where's my Recruit tab? No, that's not it. What's my Gift tab? I didn't do my 7-day chest, which will give me my 10 Keenzer shards. Ooh. And some ship parts and some other stuff and some speed ups. But then that also completes my 30-day chest. I now have my 4 badges to do that and get my 10 Carol shards, which will add a few more points, as well as some more ship parts, some resources, and some more speed ups. Yeah, we are not going to get this. Well, that stinks. We'll fly back out. Alright, so we finished up our swarm events. We have finished up our swarm events, our swarm dailies. Do I have any away teams that give officer shards? Yes, this one could give Burnham shards. No, it could not, because I didn't put anybody in that one, because I didn't have any of the right skills. And this one I don't overly care about, because it's 1 officer shard, and that's not enough to do anything with anyway. Okay, so no away teams that are worth speeding up to help out with this solo leaderboard either. Has it been 10 minutes yet? Not quite. But the PvP continues. Hey, there we go. Now his shields look down. Baller will go right back to work. And these clowns will go right back to... Oh, where is this Mercury guy's base? Is he up here? No. He's down here. Oh, Goldie's down there as well. Would it be worth it? I'm thinking about cloaking and just flying down there and attacking his base, but would it be worth the trip? I don't think I'm going to get any of his resources by doing it. I'm just going to tap his base. Just be like, I see you. Oh, we did win that one. Nice. All right, so we're like halfway done. You gotta admire their dedication, though. One. Should be a 5-second fight, right? But it's not. That one, actually, that got a little better. That was only like 6 or 7 seconds. All right, let's switch ships. Let's switch to the Kelvin. I think he finally bubbled. Yep, he finally bubbled. Okay. Well, after 2.5 hours and 7 billion. Not bad at all. Now we can just go back to killing our swarms, which is what we usually do. That's what we usually do with our Sunday afternoons. We kill our swarms. But we got almost a, I want to say it's almost a billion. What did that do? Power destroyed went up like 10 million. That's not, no big deal. Yeah, I'm still in the 50s. Big whoop. Resources rated though. Moved up a little bit, up to 69th. I think I was in the 70s. So I moved up a few slots here. Tacked on an extra 800, 900 million worth of tritanium. But more importantly, I got 800 million tritanium, which for G4 ships is probably like one ship component, maybe two, depending on the piece. But that was an interesting little excursion there. Because I can't help myself. I always have to say something sarcastic back. Usually it's something about your extended warranty or whatever else is currently being spammed. Oh, looks like Highlanders is online. Going with his stream right now. I think we're going to wrap up our stream here for a little bit. I appreciate you all coming over and hanging out with me on this fine Sunday morning. Hope you guys have a great afternoon, and keep your fingers crossed that Tuesday's new story arc 1 launches the way it's supposed to, and 2 is some new and exciting content that we can actually get behind and kind of put the first quarter of 2022 to bed, and move on into a new spring. Um, let's see if I can raid his channel. Hey, there we go. Let's do that. So I'm going to send you guys on over there. If you're not already watching or following his channel, you should be doing that because he's a cool guy. So take care. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and I will see you around the galaxy.